Hi, I'm Harry Christensen from Harry's Continental Kitchens on Longboat Key, and today we're going to prepare a Bouche de Noel, a Christmas cake for the holidays. Now we're going to get started on making a sponge cake, and the recipe for a sponge cake is 10 eggs. We whip it up till it fluffs up halfway up the bowl, then incorporate the sugar into it so it turns almost like a meringue. Now the eggs are halfway beaten up, and I'm going to add the sugar to it slowly so it incorporates into it. Now we're going to fold the flour into the egg batter. And then we put some 3 ounces of melted butter in, and then we pour the cake batter onto the sheet tray. You see how nice and fluffy it is. Then we take the sponge cake and bake it in the oven for 375 degrees for approximately 10 minutes or until it's done. Now we're going to be making a cooked meringue for the meringue mushrooms for decorating. I put in 1 cup of egg whites and 2 cups of sugar. Now I'm making a caramel sugar for the meringue, and the way we do that is you put the sugar in there and then we add enough water to just to cover it, the sugar. Boil the sugar to a small ball, and then we add it to the egg whites in the meringue, is that the meringue will hold up longer in the humidity that we have here. A soft ball is 240 degrees, and now you can see where it's the consistency of a soft ball. So now the sugar is ready to put into the meringue. You whip the egg whites till it comes to a peak like this. A peak is when where the egg whites holds its top. And then we pour the cooked sugar into the meringue and then cook the egg whites before we even bake them. And now we're ready to make our meringue mushrooms. Now we're going to make the meringue mushrooms for decorating the Bouche de Noel. Now that we have the mushrooms, what we do then is take a little bit of cocoa and we sprinkle a little bit of cocoa on them so it looks like it has a little bit of dirt on the mushrooms so they look real. And then we put the mushrooms in the oven and we bake them at 200 degrees for about 2 hours so they dry out and get real nice and crispy. The cake has been in the oven for 10 minutes and it looks like it's done, which it is, so now we'll take it out and we'll make a roll log with it. Now we're going to make a chocolate ganache for the mocha buttercream frosting that we're going to make for the cake. 8 ounces of chocolate chips, and this is 4 ounces of unsweetened baker's chocolate. A half a cup of coffee. We're going to add 4 tablespoons of instant freeze-dried coffee. I have it placed over a water bath right now, a hot water, so we can make it melt fast. We melt the chocolate till it gets smooth. So there you have the chocolate ganache. We start with 2 pounds of butter, and I have 2 pounds of Crisco, and to that I'm going to add 1 pound of powdered sugar. Now I'm adding the chocolate ganache into the butter to make a mocha buttercream. While the mocha buttercream is cooling down, I'm going to make some decorative holly leaves. What we have here is rolled fondant, which is basically cornstarch and sugar and a little bit of liquid. I'm going to add some green food coloring to this. What you do is you knead the green into it, softening it up so I can roll it out and I can cut leaves. And what I do is I cut the fondant and then I use this to cut the leaf out of it. And then you just decorate the leaves. Now we're going to take the sponge cake out of the sheet pan, and we're going to put it on this piece of paper. We're going to make a jelly roll. To make the Bouche de Noel log, we're going to put a little bit of frosting in the middle. And so our next maneuver is to roll this up. So then we're going to put a little buttercream on the cake. And then once we get it all frosted, then we're going to decorate it and cut it and make it look like a log. What I do is I cut a couple of pieces off of it to make it look like branches. Now we're going to assemble it and make it look like a log. Put a little bit of green coconut down on the bottom to make it look like moss. And then we put mushrooms all around the log. And then the little green leaves, the holly leaves, we put around also. And then we finish it off with the most important ingredient, red hot candy, to make it look like the holly berries. And then to make it Christmas, you can't have Christmas without a little bit of snow, so we put a little bit of white coconut on it to make it look like there's a little snow on the log. And here it is, Harry's Bouche de Noel Christmas cake. And a special thanks to USF Sarasota-Manatee Culinary Innovation Lab and the Sarasota-Manatee Originals. Thanks for joining us in the kitchen.